Hello. Oh boy, it's been so many months since I've done this. Like showed my face on here and talked to you guys directly, and hi. Hi and happy Thursday. We got to celebrate the autumn equinox this week, and we're heading into a season of burrowing in and letting go and quietness and nourishment. And oh, this time of year just makes me feel so alive. It makes me feel so alive. But I've been wanting to get on here for a little while, and one, I want to say thank you. There have been so many of you who in this season of craziness for your own families, like no one has an easy time right now. With COVID and this pandemic, there's not a single person I can think of who is just rolling along like they used to be without being touched by this. This will be a year to remember, in some in good ways and some in hard ways. But despite the fact that all of you have your own ups and downs that you're handling and dealing with, the number of you who have reached out in the past months and checked on me, checked on Nathan, checked on our family, after our loss earlier this year, it is so heartwarming. I could cry just thinking about it. I have just been touched time and time again, and I want you guys to know the depth of what that means to us. Incredibly encouraging. And some of it's been through text message. We've received a couple letters. There's been phone calls. There's been Instagram messages. A lot of love and a lot of grace and a lot of encouragement. So thank you guys. Also, if my kids come down in the middle of this, I'm sorry. They're upstairs pretending to drop food from airplanes to occupied towns, because we just had some crazy long talk this morning over breakfast about people that drop things out of airplanes, and somehow we ended up, talking about that. So that's what they're up there doing. And I don't know if they truly understand it, but I love it. I love their imagination. So they could come running down here at any moment. But so a few of you guys have reached out and asked if I still, the questions have been different. A few of you have asked, do I still use Young Living? And then a few of you have asked, do you still do the business? So I just kind of wanted to touch on that and kind of explain a little bit of my absence this year. And the short answer is yes. Yes, I still use my oils every single day. There was some dry seasons this summer. I did some work with some homeopathic remedies where you have to be careful what essential oils you're using. So some of my routines and such got broken up, but I think it was good. Like, it was actually good for me to take a step back and consider what oils I was reaching for and why and how frequently. But yes, I very much still, I fill up my diffusers all the time. If my little ones are struggling, our essential oils are our allies. I still use them all the time. As for the business, yes, I am still doing the business. Our family still receives our monthly paycheck from Young Living, which is so incredible to me because I've not done the work for the last several months, really. Like, when you think about it, if it was a storefront, my storefront would have been shut down and emptied out, and the stuff would have been auctioned off. Like, there would be no store for me to go back to. We're still receiving our monthly paycheck with even how disconnected I've been from it. And that's so neat. And I want to explain a little bit about what that disconnection, where that came from. The baby that we said goodbye to earlier this year was my first real loss. Okay, so a little bit of my backstory and how very blessed I am. I still have both sets of my grandparents around, and I get to see them a lot, and I'm very close to both of them. I haven't known the pain of loss. I haven't had to walk through the murky waters of Alaska Bay. I haven't had to dig into my memories to hold on to cherished moments, because I'm so thankful for this, but I'm still in the season of making memories, and I'm gonna cry. So saying goodbye to our baby that we never held. When I shared about our miscarriage, I told you guys that that baby was a surprise. We had talked about trying for another baby when Oliver was 3. So when I found out I was pregnant when Oliver was still 2, like it was a shock. We had no idea. And it took some getting used to. And I'm working through a lot of guilt with that still, because it was not something I was immediately enamored about. There was fear of finances. There was, our living situation was still murky at that point. And, but it wasn't very long before, the growing tummy and the hormones and the thought, you fall in love with the whole person. It's just this tiny little being tucked away in the tummy, and yet you fall in love with what is coming. We've walked through 2 pregnancies and 2 births, and grew our family twice. We were familiar with what that meant, and our excitement grew and our love grew, and so that was my first goodbye. And it was hard. I had to learn grief and separation from a person I never actually got to hold and touch. And so it's been wild, and I can tell you guys that things had to be let go. I had to take steps back from some things. I haven't traveled. I've had no desire to leave Helena. My little business, I was rolling out those monthly videos to you guys and getting, monthly newsletters and graphics up all the time. What was so cool about my Instagram, my little community, was that I was sharing oily information with people who aren't even in my downline, but it was fantastic. I loved it. And I had to take a step back from all that. It started out with just a break from the Young Living business, and then I took a social media break, and I never planned to do that. Like, I was off of here for 3 months, and I'm still trying to figure out where I want social media to fit in with everything. But I had to take a step back from my business, from a lot of things. And then we moved, and then COVID started, and it's been such a year of upheaval, but it's also been such a year of growth and of encouragement and of looking around and feeling blessed by the things that God's already handed us. And so there's been a lot of healing and a lot of praying and a lot of crying. Oh, there's been so much crying, you guys, but it's good, because with every tear that falls, it's just like get to breathe in a deep breath of healing. And that's been it's been a beautiful experience. So with my business, what has blown my mind, there's several of you who might get to watch this, and you know who you are, who have still come to me saying, we want a better option for our family. We don't want toxins. We want something gentle to reach for when our little ones have struggles, and we want better sleep support. You guys have reached out to me, even though I haven't been as committed to sharing the business side of Young Living or the product side of Young Living, and you've still reached out to me and chosen me to get you started on your essential oil journey, or to help you continue further into it. And I don't think you guys know what that means. That you thought across everyone you know in the world, and I know there's a lot of folks sharing essential oils, and you still came to me. So this is my pledge and my commitment to you guys, that I've been feeling the pull to share again, been feeling the pull to educate again and encourage again, and to just really dig deep into the plant world. I'm taking a course at an Herbal Academy school on the foundation of plants and how to use them in our life, and it is so neat. I'm doing it like at a microcosmically slow pace, because that's the season I'm in as a mama. But I just want you guys to know that your sticking through with me has not gone unnoticed, and there's a lot of good things coming. Thank you for your patience in my season of loss and growing. I know it sounds so cliche to say it, but I love you guys, all of you. I genuinely do. So have a good day. Thanks for being here.